My dad always knew I was a quitter, which is why he made me join the swim team when I was 7 years old. Our coach was mean. He hated kids. He would make us swim laps, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And he would yell at me, "Lewis, quit wiggling." Because I was a wiggler, okay? And I was tired from swimming all those laps. And so one day I get out of the pool and I go up to the coach and I raise my hand to ask him, to let him know that I was there and that I was tired. And I said, "Coach," nothing. "Coach," nothing. "Coach," still nothing. So I shoved him into the pool. And I'm laughing, and everybody's laughing, and the coach, he's not laughing. And he gets out of the pool, and he's looking at me, and he's growling at me like he always did, like, "Argh." And I'm thinking, I got to make like a banana and leave. And so I took off running, even though there's a big sign that says, "No running, no horseplay." I took off running and I ran straight into the locker room, up the stairs, down the hall, and the coach is right behind me running. I could feel his hot wolf breath on my neck, him going, "Argh." And I ran to the left, and he ran to the left, and I ran to the right, and he ran to the right. And then I did that zigzag maneuver thing that they taught us in the pool during guppies. And he was right there. He was everywhere I went, there he was. And I'm running out of breath, and then I get into a corner, and I turn around, and there he is, and he goes, "Ah, got you now." And he picks me up. And I'm swinging, and I'm kicking, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. "Ah!" And he's carrying me down the hall, and I'm still kicking and swinging and screaming down the hall and down the stairs and down to the deck of the pool. And 1, 2, 3, and he throws me out, way out into the middle of the pool where not even the U.S. Navy could rescue me. But they don't have to, because I know how to swim, and I'm dressed for it. Not like the coach in his street clothes all sopping wet like a lone soggy wolf. And so I get out of the pool, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Ah," and then I went, and I got dressed, and then my dad picked me up at the Y, and he said, "How was swimming?" And I said, "Horrible." And he's like, "That's nice," and he unplugs his hearing aid. I didn't even get to tell him the story. Next time we come back, something changed, right? It's still the same coach, but instead of growling at me like, "Argh," it's more like, "Argh." Like he was nice all of a sudden. What happened to the coach? I don't know this guy. And I'm like, okay. And then the next time I showed up, he was gone. Like, what happened to the coach? I mean, I didn't ask it out loud. No, because I was a kid. And when you're a kid, people come and people go, and you don't question it. It's just, this is okay. He was here today, gone tomorrow, whatever. And maybe he got fired, maybe he quit, maybe he got drafted. I wasn't asking questions. And so now, but I did ask my dad a question. I said, "Daddy, can I quit?" And he said, "No." "How come Annie doesn't have to swim?" Annie was my older sister. "How come Annie doesn't have to be on the swim team?" And he said, "Well, Annie's older for one thing, and she plays the flute." I'm thinking, what's that got to do with anything? Well, how come I can't play an instrument? And he said, well, you played the clarinet, but it made you burp. And so you quit. Oh, yeah. No, this is true. Well, Daddy, can I play the drums? No. For 3 long years, I was on the swim team. And when that swim team wasn't good enough for him, he switched me to another one. And when that one wasn't good enough, he switched me to another one. 3 long years, 3 long teams. And finally, one day, I'm in the car with my dad. And I said, Daddy, he said, what? I said, you know what I want to be when I grow up? And he's thinking, oh, my sonny boy, he wants to be an engineer when he grows up, just like me. And he says, well, what? Not on the swim team. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, Louis, if Mom says it's okay to quit, you can quit. And I said, well, I already asked Mom, and she said I could quit. And then he said, well, then, if Mom says okay that you could quit, then you could quit. And I said, well, then I quit. And that was the day I became a man.
Where did you attend Hebrew school? Number 1.
Number 1, where did you attend Hebrew school?
You know, it was a long time ago. I think it was in Hollywood, California. That's a place in California. They make movies there.
North Hollywood, maybe?
It's South.
No.
They don't call it South Hollywood, but it's Hollywood.
Okay.
Number 3, where did you attend Hebrew school?
I attended Hebrew school in Hollywood.
Do you want to know where I attended Hebrew school?
Actually, let's shift the question a little bit. Let's ask Janet what's something that she learned in Hebrew school.
A favorite phrase.
Well, it was so long ago. L'chaim.